Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Let's have some fighting words. In this video, I want to talk about the Gypsy King, Tyson Fury, and him airing out the entire heavyweight division. So in this video, let me just start off with the press conference, in which case Dillian Whyte was not there. He was not at the press conference. And, the thing is with Dillian Whyte and Tyson Fury, you knew something was going to go on. It had to go that way. They have history. They've known each other for many, many, many years, back to like their amateur days, where they weren't making any money. So they've known each other forever, back when Tyson Fury had hair and Dillian Whyte had a six-pack. So that was a long, long time ago. They got bad blood, and he didn't show up. Now, whatever his reasoning is his reasoning. I do believe it was warfare, and I don't think he could. One of the things about Tyson Fury that not many men can match him verbally. So, it's just like, do I need that? I mean, if we're already signed to fight, do I need this? Like, he's going to do all the talking anyway. They're probably going to talk to him mostly anyway, and he's going to do all the talking anyway. He's going to do something crazy or say something crazy anyway. Do I really need this? However, Dillian Whyte is never a guy who's shy of his feelings or shy of how he's feeling, and he will more than likely let you know. So it was a little shocking that he didn't show up, but Dillian Whyte plays as many mind games as Tyson Fury, hands down. I mean, have you heard any of his press conferences? He likes to get under your skin. I just think he realized he was not going to win a verbal battle with Tyson Fury. Nobody in the heavyweight division is going to win a verbal battle with Tyson Fury. Nobody's going to win that battle. So, it is better probably to gracefully bow out and accept that one defeat. However, it made him look weaker than what he really was because he didn't show up. You can say whatever you want about Tyson Fury, but he was there. You can say whatever you want about Tyson Fury, but he did a face-off without his opponent. Say whatever you want about the guy. He was present. He took on the media. He answered the questions, and he conducted himself like a champion. He conducted himself like a professional. Dillian Whyte on the other hand, MIA. So say whatever you want about that. And let's just jump on into, before we go any further, if you like what you're hearing, I would ask you, please subscribe to my channel. Please share this video, and also please leave a thumbs up. Back to this video. He also took the time to air out the division, which the heavyweight division was on fire like 2 years ago, like a year ago, on fire. And then now it's just simmering out, and you can say whatever you want about Tyson Fury, but it seems to me that he's the only heavyweight he wants to fight. I mean, there's him and Dillian Whyte calls people out. So I'll say between him and Dillian Whyte, they're the only two that want to fight. However, Tyson Fury is more relevant in his accomplishments and his achievements and what he brings to the ring than Dillian Whyte. So I would say he's the only true relevant, and I don't mean that in a disrespect to Dillian Whyte. I'm just saying, he was lineal champion and he's undefeated. So when you compare the two, he's more relevant, whether you like it or not. Also, popularity, he's more relevant. All these other guys, you have AJ like, I don't know if I want to do the rematch, and I'm thinking about it. Just be a man and say, I want a rematch. I want a rematch. Simple as that. Like any other fighter would. You got Deontay Wilder going to the hills of wherever to try to figure out if he wants to continue doing this. Dude, you have two losses. Sorry, you have two losses to one man who's arguably, hands down, the best boxer there is right now. I know people will be like, Canelo. Canelo's not like 6'10" and 270. Sorry. So it's Tyson Fury, whether you like it or not. It's Tyson Fury. He's the heavyweight champ. But where's Daniel Dubois? Where's all these guys? Nobody in this division seems to want to move any type of needle, doesn't seem to want to say anything. Listen, at this point in the game has changed. Closed mouths will not get fed. Closed mouths do not get fights. You have to say something. You have to market yourself. You have to be out there. You have to go to the press conferences. Shout out to Demetrius Andre. Go out to the press conferences and call people out face to face. That's what you have to do. Just sitting around and waiting for your promoter to give you a call, those days are over. You got to hustle. You got to work for it. And, so apparently AJ's like, oh, I'm backing Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte hates your guts. And you hate his guts. And then Derek Chisora is like, oh, I'm backing Dillian Whyte as well. Who cares? Like, is that going to make Dillian Whyte fight any harder because you backing them? Probably not. Like, the only way Dillian Whyte's going to get any better is if, are you saying that you want to volunteer to spar with Dillian Whyte so that, he can be prepared for Tyson Fury? Is that what you're saying? Because if it's not what you're saying, who cares who you're backing? Who cares who you might walk out to the ring with? Who cares? What does that mean? That means absolutely nothing. So, and Tyson Fury just let it be known, like, you guys are a bunch of losers. Like, what do you mean, like, you're backing this person? Aren't we all fighters? Who cares who you're backing or who you're backing? You can say whatever you want, but who are you going to go to the bookies and bet against? But you can say whatever you want. Is his money behind Dillian Whyte? I don't know. I definitely think Dillian Whyte can win this fight. I've never been shy of that. I think Dillian Whyte can win this fight. I've said it several times. Dillian Whyte has the right amount of crazy. He can win this fight. I'm not shy of that. I will be doing a fight breakdown, like breaking it down exactly. But he can win this fight. That's not unattainable or out of his reach. What I am saying is Tyson Fury's in a lane of his own. And he just wants to air all them out. Like, what are you talking about? You guys don't even fight each other. You guys sit back and you take a year off. You do, like, listen, Tyson's been active and he's wanted to be more active. Like, you got to give him that. I don't care about all the drama and the controversy. I don't care about the glove crap. I don't care about none of that. You have to admit he's always been willing to get in that ring. That's what it's about. You can say whatever you want, but is he willing to get in the ring? Yes, and yes. He has been willing to get in the ring. So then he finishes with, you know what? I'm going to retire after this fight. I don't need these guys. The AJ fight is not going to be as big as it once was anyway. Not to mention Usyk is, he's defending his country, as rightfully so. He should. And I commend him for that. And I want to take a moment in this video to say how proud I am of him and his patriotism. And I do commend him for standing up for his countrymen in his land. So you're not going to get your hands on Usyk. You're just sitting there in limbo, AJ. Chisora has more losses than Chisora has more losses than the Knicks. So what difference does it make? What he feels like? It's ridiculous. It sounds like high school at this point. And you are heavyweight boxing. Nothing is supposed to be bigger than you. You're heavyweight boxing. So Fury's like, I'm going to retire after this. I mean, I've done everything. I'm lineal champion. I collected all the belts. I face the most dangerous fighter in the entire division. It's true. It's true. 3 times, by the way. It's true. He has. Nobody else did. Nobody else was calling him out. Everybody was like, oh, well, we got to talk to Eddie and all this stuff. He did it. He did it. The most dangerous man in the division, he fought him 3 times. Say what you want about the guy. He's got my respect. That's what you call a real fighter, people. There's a reason why he calls himself the Gypsy King, because I'm sorry, he's a real fighter, whether you like it or not. I'm not taking sides, but I got to call a spade, and he's a real fighter. And if he were to retire, now, here's my thing. Do I think he'll retire? Maybe. What else really is there? The AJ fight is not going to be as big as it once was, and who knows when Usyk will be back. Will they have to strip the titles of him? And if they strip the titles of him, well, then AJ never beat him. So there you go again. It doesn't really mean that much because nobody beat him. So let's just say AJ gets his hands on the titles, and then, all right, let's do the Fury fight. Well, no, it doesn't mean the same thing. It wasn't like you went out and beat Usyk, and then you came back over here, and we have our Rumble. That's the truth. So is there anything left for Tyson Fury in boxing? That is a tough question. He's done everything. That's a really tough question. I mean, you got Joe Joyce, but I haven't heard jack from Joe Joyce. You got Daniel Dubois, but I haven't heard jack from Daniel Dubois. You know, so I don't know. These guys are quiet as mouse, and I get it. You're not talkers. Well, guess what? Change with the reality. Change with the game. Don't be some dinosaur in your mentality in this game. You got to change along with it. So is there anything left for Fury to do in this sport? Technically, no. However, I've always been under the impression if you still have the ability to do it, you should do it. Because once you can't do it anymore, you really can't do it anymore. So get it all out of you. You know, and I think that's the reason why you get people like Floyd Mayweather who can't stay away. Roy Jones, who kept coming back, you know, and then you have those thoughts of, you know, it's been years and they think I ducked that guy. And it's just like, well, now you can't do it the way you used to do it. And it wouldn't be safe for you to go back at this point. So while you have the gifts and the abilities and the youth and you're without, you know, injury, do it. Get it all out. Because once it's gone, it's gone. Like I said, do I think he will? I think he's crazy enough to do it. Not to mention, you know, he's got the UFC fight. Not the UFC fight, but the fight against Francis Ngannou, the UFC heavyweight champion of the world. So now we start making these little fights, which to me is just like a spectacle at best. You know, Tyson's would literally wipe the floor with Francis Ngannou in a boxing match, but he'd make a lot of money, and that's all he cares about. You know, like he said, I got money in the bank. I did it my way in the game, said what I wanted to say, and I'm still undefeated. What can you say against that? Nothing. You can't say anything against it. And with that being said, I'm done talking about this issue. Tell me what you think down below. You think Tyson Fury was really serious when he said that he was going to retire? Do you think that they are just a bunch of sourpusses and a bunch of losers to back Dillian Whyte, knowing deep down they're not even friends with him? What are your thoughts? Drop your comments down below. As always, please like, please share, and please subscribe to my channel.